Hey there, and welcome to the Daily Manchester United News Show. Let's dive into today's top stories. Peter Schmeichel unimpressed with Aaron Wan-Bissaka after late Brentford draw. Manchester United legend Peter Schmeichel was unimpressed with Aaron Wan-Bissaka after he was caught napping in the lead up to the Brentford equaliser. Wan-Bissaka was partly responsible for the late equaliser as he played Ivan Toney onside. He was spotted jogging back while his teammates perfectly played the offside trap. Speaking after the game, Schmeichel questioned the standards and lack of concentration after Wan-Bissaka made a glaring error which contributed to the equaliser. He told the Premier League Productions the following: "If you look at Aaron Wan-Bissaka on the Brentford goal, and this is what I mean by standards, Wan-Bissaka is out there to the left, the ball gets crossed, and now look at him. He's walking off, walking, he is jogging, and Ivan Toney would have been offside had he followed the back four line up, and then that goal wouldn't have happened. Look at Wan-Bissaka coming out, look at it. That's not Manchester United, that's not pride, that's not high standards, that's not focusing on what your job is. He has cost, not to blame him for this, but in that moment, because of what he did or didn't do, a simple thing like concentrating, the 20 million euros rated star started from the left back position for the second game running. He struggled to cope with the Brentford attack, who targeted his end. Wan-Bissaka was guilty of losing possession on 12 occasions last night, but he was also overlapped by busy players on several occasions with simple 1-2 passes. However, his most glaring mistake was right at the end, with United having scored out of the blue. Wan-Bissaka had to be defensively aware in the final minutes. He was literally spotted jogging back, which helped Toney stay onside. The Englishman managed to carve a clear-cut chance for Christopher Ayer to eventually equalize. Despite this, we don't see Wan-Bissaka being dropped off from the 11. He should be played in his preferred right-back position, with Diogo Dalot shifting to the left-back role. Erik must drop Scott McTominay versus Chelsea after lacklustre Brentford display. Manchester United manager Erik must drop midfielder Scott McTominay for the midweek Premier League clash against Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. The Red Devils played out a 1-1 draw against Brentford on the road last night. They were completely outclassed, and a point was probably a positive in the end. Tanh will want a strong response against the Blues on Thursday. Ahead of the game, the Dutchman must look into a change in midfield, with McTominay dropping out. The Scotland international has been a valuable contributor of goals for United this term, and he has helped them register 12 extra points in the Premier League. Despite this, his overall performances have been disappointing when he has been in the starting 11. Yesterday was another firm example. McTominay lined up alongside Kobe Mainoo in the center of the park, with Casemiro not deemed fit enough to make the starting 11. Casemiro only recently recovered from a minor knee injury, and Ten Hag opted to keep him on the bench, with McTominay getting the nod alongside Mainoo in midfield. The decision did not prove worthwhile. The Scot lacked any sort of control over 90 minutes. He completed only 23 passes, with only 38% of his duels won, 5 out of 13. The 27-year-old also lost possession on 14 occasions. He barely had an influence at the heart of the midfield, and Mainoo was left on his own to handle the workload. The Red Devils can't afford the same in midweek against the robust midfield pairing of Enzo Fernandez and Moses Caicedo. McTominay must make way for Casemiro. Casemiro has not been at his very best in the current season amid injuries, but the Brazil international formed a solid partnership with Mainoo before his recent setback. We would like to see the duo reunited on Thursday. Mason Mount may have a point to prove against his former employers, but the Englishman could be restricted to a bench role. Mount has just returned after a 4-month layoff with a calf injury. Ten Hag may handle him with extra caution. Mason Mount gives honest verdict on Manchester United's 1-1 draw with Brentford. Manchester United star Mason Mount says that his side didn't deserve to win against Brentford on Saturday evening. The Red Devils produced a disappointing display at the Dutch Community Stadium and were lucky to earn a point. The Bees dominated the proceedings but failed to break the deadlock in normal time despite having 31 shots on goal. Mount made an immediate impact for United after coming off the bench late in the second half, scoring his first goal for the club in the 96th minute following his arrival from Chelsea last summer. But United couldn't hold onto their advantage as Christoph Ayer popped up with the equaliser to ensure the points were shared. Mount said that the Red Devils were not up to the level against Brentford and didn't deserve to collect all 3 points. He said, when you go 1-0 up right at the end, you want to try and hang on to that. If you look at the game overall, it wasn't to our standard. We know that. When you score at the death, you think you can maybe hang on, but maybe we didn't deserve it. Brentford make it difficult. It's never easy coming here. They make it tough and get around you. Maybe we didn't get it going from the beginning. We know we can improve, and we need to because we need to win games. We will improve. We will work hard. These are the games you want to win. We need to step up, and that is what we will focus on. The defeat is a big blow for United in their quest for Champions League football next season. They are now 8 points behind Tottenham Hotspur and 11 adrift of Aston Villa in the Premier League standings. Rafael Varan provides injury update after leaving at half-time against Brentford. Rafael Varan has provided a positive update on the injury he sustained during Manchester United's 1-1 draw with Brentford on Saturday evening. The Red Devils came into the contest on the back of a stunning 4-3 FA Cup win over Liverpool, but they produced a lacklustre display at the Dutch Community Stadium. The Bees dominated the proceedings, having 31 shots on goal, but they failed to break the deadlock in normal time despite hitting the woodwork 3 times and having a goal ruled out for offside. United appeared to have pulled off an undeserved victory when Mason Mount scored in the 6th minute of injury time. However, Brandford equalized 3 minutes later through Christoph Ayer. Erik Tanh side will be unhappy about the result as the gap to 5th place Tottenham Hotspur was widened following their home victory over Luton Town. United also suffered more injury problems as Varan was taken off at the interval and Victor Lindelof limped off in the second half. However, Varan's withdrawal was just precautionary. With Chelsea and Liverpool next on the agenda, Ten Hag will hope to have Varan back soon, as they are already low on defensive options. The 30-year-old was impressive during the 45 minutes he played at Brentford. He had 38 touches in the game with a 93% pass accuracy. He also completed 2 of his 3 long balls. Pundit heavily critical of poor Manchester United tactics. Much of the day, pundit Stephen Warnock has criticized Erik Ten Hag's tactics as Manchester United manager after their recent draw to Brentford. After a very inconsistent start to the season, Manchester United seemed to have improved at the beginning of 2024, securing victories in 4 of their initial 5 league matches. Nevertheless, they have only managed to win 1 of their last 4 league games, falling behind Aston Villa and Spurs in the Champions League qualification race. The Red Devils thought they had pulled off the ultimate smash and grab through Mason Mount's second half injury time strike, but Brentford were able to equalize. It was a performance where Brentford should be proud of, and at the same time, they will likely feel gutted. The Bees completely bossed proceedings. Thomas Frank's man had 31 shots and hit the woodwork 4 times. Speaking on Match of the Day, former Premier League fullback Stephen Warnock was critical of Manchester United's performance. He said, "You can't go from beating Liverpool and then be so poor. Their style of play, they want long ball time after time. If you are the manager, correct that on the pitch. Is he wrong enough to do that? He didn't show it." Erik Tanh acknowledged in his post-match interview that his team would have been fortunate to secure 3 points. He said, "We didn't deserve to win, but if you are winning, you have to take this. In points of aggressiveness, Brentford were better. We should show more passion and desire in many moments in the game." The draw now leaves the Red Devils 8 points behind 5th place Tottenham and 11 points behind 4th place Aston Villa. Jamie Redknapp slams Manchester United star after a Brentford draw. Jamie Redknapp has heavily criticized Marcus Rashford for his first half performance against Brentford on Saturday night. Speaking at half-time during the contest, Redknapp singled out the performance of Rashford in the opening 45 minutes, criticizing his work rate. He said, "They have been so bad tonight. I cannot believe the lack of effort, spark, and desire to win individual battles to make things happen. I'm watching Rashford. He is walking around like it's a bit of fun out there." The English attacker looks far off the player who grabbed 30 goals in all competitions last season, as his future at Old Trafford is being called into question after links with PSG. The upcoming fixtures don't get any easier for Erik Ten Hag's men as they face Chelsea and Liverpool in a 3-day span next week. With the Champions League football now looking like a distant dream, fans will turn their attention to the FA Cup as they prepare to face Coventry City in the semi-finals. Man United eyeing Premier League midfielder as current star could be allowed permanent transfer exit. Manchester United are reportedly eyeing up the potential transfer of Wolves midfielder Joao Gomez as they look prepared to allow Christian Eriksen to leave on a permanent deal this summer. Gomez has impressed at Wolves, and it seems he is one of the names on Man United's list as they look to rebuild their midfield around younger players, including Kobbie Mainoo, who has shown for the first team this season since rising up from the club's academy. This is according to a report in the Daily Mirror, who state that the Red Devils are now prepared to part ways with Eriksen and look at someone like Gomez to replace him in midfield, with a number of potential suitors in the experienced Denmark international. United fans will no doubt hope the new ownership in place at the club can mean a fresh start this summer and some improvement to their recruitment, which has been really poor for a while now, leading to them lagging behind their rivals. Eriksen may have arrived as a free agent, but he is not really lived up to expectation and is one of just many big names who have signed for Man United in recent times who haven't really delivered on their promise. Gomez, by contrast, looks like someone with their best years still to come, so would represent more the kind of signing we've seen made by Liverpool and Arsenal in recent times. These clubs have enjoyed success without spending a fortune, in sharp contrast to United, who have spent vast sums on so many failed signings. Gomez is not yet one of the best in the world, but he is doing well at Wolves and still has room to improve, so would surely be a smart addition to come in alongside Mainoo in United's midfield. As we wrap up today's Manchester United news, remember to stay tuned for daily updates right here on the channel. Don't miss out on the latest updates, so make sure to hit that subscribe button and give us a like if you found this information valuable. Your support means the world to us. Thanks for watching, and until next time, take care.